Good afternoon, everyone. It's June 6, 2019. I'm Eric. Ohio hospital spreading deadly infectious disease through its water systems. This is from Mike Adams, Natural News. Now, you might recall a video I did regarding Candida auris. It's a deadly fungal strain, and they were releasing this superbug into open air, infecting both patients and individuals in the local community with the deadly fungal strain. Now, last summer, I got this Candida auris, and it stuck around for a very long time. It was very difficult to get rid of. It took multiple types of antibiotics along with all the other stuff I was doing to get rid of it. It was very, very, very difficult to get rid of. It made me run very high fevers, among other things. I wanted to kill myself. Seriously. It was that bad. So, it's happening right now, and this pandemic has been silently spreading over the last 4 years, with virtually zero media reports, very little information from the CDC, and a coordinated cover-up by the hospitals of the Western world to keep patients in the dark while they're being infected and killed by a deadly pathogen. Now patients in an Ohio hospital have been infected with Legionnaire's disease. You know, this all sounds like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse? I mean, we have starvation, we have pestilence, we have war. It all sounds like that, doesn't it? Legionnaire's disease. After the hospital was found to be circulating a potentially deadly bacterial strain through its water supply. Local media is reporting the details of the outbreak, and Dr. Amy Acton, who heads up the Ohio Department of Health, is reportedly leading the investigation into what happened. I think I can help out with what happened. I think I can. What happened was people were incompetent in their jobs, if not flat out negligent. And they didn't take all the necessary precautions that were needed somewhere along the way. It's the same performance you see everywhere, from the fast food restaurants all the way to the courthouses, to the police departments. It's incompetence. It's stupidity. InfoWars has covered the full story and reports the following. 7 diagnosed with Legionnaires at New Ohio Hospital. Now, you might recall that that Candida auris was spreading through older hospitals and medical facilities, and that they tried to get rid of it, and the only living bacteria that was left in the hospital rooms was the Candida auris. Now we have this. And I swear, it seems like these things are picking up, or we're getting more and more of these diseases surfacing. And this one way I don't want to die, okay? Now, I'll accept the cliche of dying with your loving family around you, even though it's really fucking boring. But I don't want to die from fucking any of this shit. A couple years ago, I almost died from bronchial pneumonia. running temperatures of 105 degrees. Not the way I want to go. And this hospital, it's only been open just over a month. The health officials have begun to disinfect the building's water lines to stop the spread and are scrambling to identify the source of the bacteria, according to a Friday statement from Dr. Acton, director of Ohio's Department of Health. In quotes, "To protect patients, employees, and visitors, we have acted swiftly today after my team discovered a connection between 3 confirmed cases of Legionnaire's disease in former patients at Mount Carmel, Grove City," said Dr. Atkin. "Working in collaboration with Franklin County Public Health, I issued an adjudication order to immediately reduce the risk of further infection." It is our understanding that hospital officials have begun implementing the steps outlined in the order tonight. Specific maneuvers outlined in the statement include but aren't limited to the following, according to local media. Flush all hot and cold water lines and fixtures throughout the entire 7-floor, 200-bed facility. Implement immediate remediation practices to disinfect hot and cold water lines and fixtures. Ensure the 2 on-site cooling towers are cleaned and serviced. Legionnaire's disease is described as a severe form of pneumonia and is contracted by inhaling airborne water droplets containing the Legionella bacteria, which is why authorities are targeting the hospital's water supply. Now, similarly, this brings to mind a recent superbug fungal outbreak that spread rapidly throughout U.S. hospitals, mainly New York and New Jersey. During this outbreak in 2017, there were at least 61 reported cases of the deadly fungus that touts a 60% mortality rate and has the potential to become widespread due to the conventional antibiotics being ineffective in treating it. And they are. I had to have the most toxic form of antibiotic, and it made me feel worse than the fucking Candida auris. At the time, reported cases of the fungal superbug called Candida auris skyrocketed to a staggering 800% from several months prior. So, these are just the things that are getting caught. Can you imagine what's not getting caught? For example, we had a couple of individuals from the Congo down there at the southern border. I talked about this briefly. And they were contained, but how do we know that many, many more from the Congo haven't been brought to that same border and have gotten in with Ebola? How do we know that it hasn't happened? We can't trust anything the media says. We can't trust anything the government says. We can't trust anything your beloved president says. So how do we know? How do we know that a couple of these Ebola patients haven't made it in? I mean, lots of these immigrants have made it in with other shit. You know, like tuberculosis and the whole list. Okay? They've made it in our country with many diseases. How long is it going to be until there's a serious, serious pandemic? I mean, there's already a bunch of miniature epidemics going on. How long is it going to be until one of these things turns into a pandemic? I mean, Candida auris is no fucking joke. No fucking joke. And apparently neither is Legionnaire's disease. But, yeah. Then, of course, we have the people who went to Fiji and died, shortly after they got there. They came from the United States. All diseases have incubation periods. What the fuck killed them? And why or how did individuals there in Fiji become infected by these two individuals, these two patients? Remember, I talked about this yesterday. It was 2 security guards, a cop, and a couple of nurses that are now quarantined and sick. The hospital staff has to wear protective masks, and not just the little white ones that you see, real full-face masks. How long? How long is it going to be? Anyway, thought I would share this with you. People, you got to be on the lookout for sick individuals, because you get too close to one of them, you may end up with one of these extremely deadly pathogens. I don't want that to happen to you. Most of my subscribers are very kind and generous. Which brings me to this. Thank you to whoever left an anonymous donation on my PayPal account. I really appreciate it. Really do. And to my usual donators, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to come over here and visit with me. Thank you for your comments, for your thumbs up, all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. Anyway, I thought I would share this with you all. I hope you all have a great day. Until next time, then kill the state, live free.